Okay, I want everyone to just close your eyes for a second, just for a moment.
Yeah.
Picture the end of Return of the Jedi. You know the scene?
Oh, yeah.
The second Death Star has just Veemerized into a billion particles of space dust. The Emperor is dead. Darth Vader is dead.
Victory.
Total victory. Down on the forest moon of Endor, you've got fireworks, you've got Ewoks playing drums on stormtrooper helmets. The whole galaxy is taking this massive collective breath of relief.
It's the fairy tale ending.
It is. It's the ultimate happily ever after. The good guys won, the bad guys lost. Roll credits.
Right. That's where the story usually stops.
Exactly. But here is the question that, I mean, it keeps me up at night, and it's the question we are tackling today. What happens on the morning after?
The hangover.
The political hangover. You don't just blow up a galactic government and have a democracy spring up out of the ground like a daisy the next day.
Not at all.
You have a power vacuum. And history tells us that vacuums are dangerous things. They don't stay empty for long.
They're terrifying things.
Yeah.
When you decapitate a totalitarian regime, the body doesn't just stop moving. It thrashes.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
It spasms. And that is exactly what we're looking at today. We are diving into a source that chronicles the immediate, messy, and frankly, bizarre aftermath of the Battle of Endor.
This isn't the polished history books where everything makes logical sense. This is the chaotic reality on the ground.
Yeah.
We are looking at a text titled The Glove of Darth Vader. And our mission today is to really deeply unpack how the Empire tries to survive without its head.
Right.
We're going to talk about the rise of warlords, the manufacturing of a new quote-unquote emperor, and the strange intersection where political legitimacy meets, well, ecological disaster.
It is a wild ride.
Yeah.
We're going to see a galaxy where the lines of power are being redrawn in real time.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see the Rebel Alliance trying to pivot from a guerrilla insurgency to a functioning government.
Which is a huge challenge.
A massive one. And we'll see Imperial officers trading their pristine uniform discipline for warlord eccentricity. And at the center of it all, we have a search for a relic, a symbol.
A glove.
The indestructible right-hand glove of Darth Vader.
It sounds almost medieval, doesn't it? Searching for a holy relic to claim the throne.
It really does.
It's like pulling the sword from the stone, but the stone is a chunk of space debris and the sword is a piece of evil fashion.
That's exactly what it is. It's the Arthurian legend twisted by the dark side.
Wow.
But before we get to the magic gloves and the three-eyed mutants, and we will get there, I promise.
Oh, I'm counting on it.
We need to set the stage. The Death Star is gone. What is the Rebel Alliance actually doing? They can't just be partying in the tree houses forever.
No, and the source makes it really clear that they are mobilizing, but they aren't just sending out fleets to shoot things anymore. They are building infrastructure. They are trying to become a state.
A real government.
Right. And the text introduces us to a new organization with a very catchy acronym, SPIN.
SPIN. The Senate's Planetary Intelligence Network.
Which sounds a little ominous for the good guys, doesn't it? SPIN. It sounds like a PR firm.
It does, but it reflects a shift in strategy. Mon Mothma, who is leading this new government, she realizes that the war has changed.
How so?
It's no longer about confronting a battle station in a single massive fight. It's about rooting out the cockroaches, the Imperial officers who are scattering into the shadows.
Ah, so it's counterinsurgency, but from the other side.
Precisely. SPIN is about intelligence. It's about finding out where the Empire's hiding and what they're planning next. It's the transition from soldiers to spies.
And the usual suspects are leading this charge. We have Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Lando Calrissian, Admiral Ackbar, the whole crew.
The new leadership.
They are the founding fathers and mothers of this new era. But there is one name in that leadership group who seems, let's say, conflicted. Han Solo.
General Solo. Yeah, this is one of the most humanizing parts of the source material for me.
Me too.
You expect Han to be right there on the bridge, planning the next attack, leading the fleet. But he's not. He's looking for an exit.
He's trying to retire. The man just saved the galaxy, and he's checking out real estate listings.
He is. He has this conversation with Leia where he basically says, look, I've done my part. The big bad is dead. I want to build a house.
And not just any house. He wants to build a dream sky house.
A sky house near Cloud City. It's such a specific, almost domestic fantasy for a guy who has spent his life sleeping in the bunk of a freighter.
It's almost heartbreaking when you really think about it. He tells Leia, I've always dreamed of having a place of my own.
Yeah.
It's this realization that he's never really had a home. He's been a smuggler, a soldier, a general, But he's never just been a guy with a house. He wants to put down roots in the sky.
It highlights the soldier's dilemma. When does the war end for the individual?
Right.
The galaxy might still be fighting, but Han feels his clock ticking. He says, there's always going to be another crisis, but time is running out for my dreams. He wants to grab a piece of peace while he can. He's terrified that if he stays in the fight, he'll lose the chance to just be.
That is such a relatable tension. Duty versus personal happiness. But of course, the galaxy doesn't care about Han Solo's real estate ambitions. Because while the rebels are setting up spin-in and planning sky houses, the Empire is fracturing.
It's falling apart.
And this is where the text gets really interesting visually. We are introduced to the Grand Moffs.
The Imperial remnant, or what's left of it.
Now let's pause here. When I think of a Grand Moff, I think of Tarkin.
Sure. Severe.
Severe. Gray uniform, perfectly groomed, very bureaucratic, very cold.
The banality of evil.
Yeah.
Precise, military, terrifyingly dope.
Exactly. But the Grand Moffs in this text,
Oh boy.
they have gone off the deep end. We are introduced to the Central Committee of Grand Moffs, and they look like they raided a costume shop.
It's a complete breakdown of discipline. You have Grand Moff Hissa, who is sort of the ringleader,
Okay.
and the text describes him as having teeth that are filed into spear points.
Wait, what? Spear points? Like a shark.
Like a predator. It's a modification designed solely to intimidate. And that's not even the weirdest one.
It gets weirder.
Then you have Grand Moff Dunhausen.
Dunhausen, okay.
He wears earrings shaped like little laser pistols.
Wait, hold on. A high-ranking government official wearing laser pistol earrings.
Tiny little laser pistols.
That sounds like something you'd buy at a gift shop, not something a Grand Moff would wear.
It's absurd, right? But think about what it signals. The Emperor is dead. The strict dress codes, the uniformity, the fear of punishment, it's all gone.
So they're just expressing themselves.
They are carving out their own little fiefdoms. They are expressing their individual power. It's the shift from a monolithic totalitarian state to a feudal system. They are peacocking.
So it's less about the Empire as an institution and more about Hissa's gang, or Dunhausen's crew.
Precisely. You have Moffs like Muzzer and Thistleborn just squabbling over territory. They're trying to run an autocracy by committee, and historically, that is a disaster.
Never works.
They are arguing, they are infighting. They realize very quickly that a committee of guys with weird teeth and novelty earrings isn't going to inspire terror in the galaxy.
Right, they need a face. A figurehead.
They need a new emperor. But they can't just elect one. The Empire isn't a democracy.
No.
It's built on the concept of strength and destiny. You can't just vote for the guy with the coolest earrings.
As cool as they may be.
And this is where they turn to religion, or the dark side equivalent of it. The text introduces us to the prophets of the dark side.
Which is a group we haven't really seen before in the films. Who are they?
They seem to be this cult-like order that operates in the shadows of the Empire, interpreting the will of the dark side.
So they're like the high priests.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And they are led by a supreme prophet named Kadan. And Kadan drops a prophecy that basically dictates the entire political future of the Empire.
And this is the prophecy that drives our whole story. I have the text of it right here.
Go for it.
Kadan says, after Palpatine's fiery death, another leader soon comes to command the Empire. And on his right hand, he does wear the glove of Darth Vader.
It's a fascinating choice of symbol.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Why the glove? Why not Vader's helmet or his lightsaber?
Yeah, the more iconic items.
Right. Those seem more obvious to me. If I wanted to prove I was the heir to Vader, I'd walk around with his red lightsaber.
Well, think about the function of those items. The helmet is a mask. It hides the man. It's impersonal.
Okay.
The lightsaber is a weapon. It's a tool for fighting, but, anyone can hold a weapon. But the hand is the instrument of will.
The instrument of will, I like that.
It's how you execute power. You sign death warrants with your hand. You choke subordinates with your hand.
And in this text, they specify that the right-hand glove was made to be indestructible.
A permanent relic of the old regime. It survived the Death Star explosion. By wearing it, you aren't just holding a weapon. You're claiming to be the literal extension of Vader's will.
So you're saying the hand that choked the galaxy is now my hand.
Exactly. It's about continuity of governance through terror.
So the Grand Moffs have the prophecy. They know they need someone to wear the glove, but they don't want to just leave it up to chance.
No.
They don't want some random stormtrooper finding it and becoming emperor. They have a candidate ready to go.
They do. They need a puppet, or at least someone they think they can control.
Hmm.
And this is where the New Order gets really weird. They introduce us to a man named Trioculus.
Trioculus. The name is a bit on the nose, isn't it?
It is.
It sounds like a comic book villain.
Subtlety is not the Empire's strong suit, especially not in this era. Trioculus is the supreme slave lord of the spice mines of Kessel.
Okay, so he's already in a position of power.
And as the name suggests, he has 3 eyes, 2 normal ones, and a third one right in the middle of his forehead.
But the text makes a point to say he's actually quite good looking, right? He's not a scarred, shriveled old man like Palpatine.
That's a key distinction. He's described as handsome, charismatic. The third eye is hypnotic, unsettling, but he presents a very different image than the old guard.
A fresh face for fascism.
He's young, he's vigorous, he represents a new face for the Empire.
And he has a very specific claim to the throne, a very big one. He claims to be the son of Emperor Palpatine.
Which is a massive bombshell. For decades, the Empire claimed Palpatine had no family. He was the state, he was the institution.
He was married to the job.
Exactly. And now, suddenly, Grand Moff Hissa is parading this 3-eyed slave lord around saying, actually, yes, he did have a son, and here he is.
It feels incredibly convenient, like, oh, we just happened to find the heir right when we needed him.
It is political theater 101. The source actually gives us Trioculus' backstory, and it's not exactly the training of a Sith Lord.
He wasn't raised in a secret temple.
He wasn't trained in secret temples. He wasn't raised in the Imperial Palace. He was a bully.
A schoolyard bully.
Essentially. He grew up in the spice mines. He used his third eye to spy on his classmates and report them for rule breaking.
So he was a snitch.
He rose to the ranks of the spice mines, not by mastering the Force, but by being a ruthless bureaucrat of brutality. He knows how to hurt people. He knows how to intimidate, but he's a slave lord, not a mystic.
So he's basically a middle manager who got promoted to CEO because he knows where the bodies are buried.
A middle manager with a mutation and a very, very high opinion of himself.
But he's selling the image hard. He's got the backing of the Moffs, he's got the son of the Emperor story, and he claims to have dark side powers. But before we see those powers in action, we have to talk about how the rebels find out about him, because this leads to one of the most colorful espionage missions I've ever heard of.
The Kessel Run, but make it spycraft.
Luke Skywalker gets wind of a gathering of Imperial warlords on Kessel. He knows he needs eyes on the ground, but Kessel is a slave planet. It's dangerous.
Right.
You can't just walk in wearing a rebel flight suit. So he decides to send the droids.
C-3PO and R2-D2, the unlikeliest of spies.
But they can't go as themselves. C-3PO is a shiny, golden protocol droid. He sticks out like a sore thumb. He's basically a walking flashlight.
Can't exactly blend in.
So Luke decides to give him a makeover.
And by makeover, you mean he desecrates him.
He paints him green.
Dark green, to blend in with the industrial sludge of Kessel.
But it's not just the paint. Luke replaces his faceplate.
Yeah, this is the worst part.
The text says he gives him a face that is punched in and evil-looking.
Punched in.
Poor 3PO. He prides himself on his aesthetics. He's always worrying about dust on his joints, and now he looks like a smashed avocado.
He is horrified. He calls it unsightly. He's vibrating with anxiety.
And R2.
R2-D2 gets off a little easier. He just gets disguised as a generic Kessel mining droid with a little logo. But the stakes are incredibly high.
Oh, yeah.
The source mentions the odds of them surviving this mission.
1 in 12,600.
Yet off they go.
They are shot onto the planet in a meteopod to avoid detection. And they infiltrate this massive stadium rally called Cassandra Stadium.
Right. This scene is really crucial for understanding the state of the Empire. Paint the picture for us. Who is in this stadium?
It's a who's who of the galactic underworld and the Imperial remnant. You have thousands of stormtroopers, but they are standing shoulder to shoulder with alien slave lords, bounty hunters, spice miners.
So a real wretched hive of scum and villainy.
A very rough crowd. The discipline is fraying. Grand Moff Hissa comes out to warm them up. He gives this dark greetings speaks.
Dark greetings. I love that. It's so on brand.
It's branding. He's trying to hype them up. He tries to spin the destruction of the Death Star as a temporary setback.
That is some serious PR work. We lost our planet-killing superweapon, our emperor, and our fleet, but it's just a flesh wound, nothing to worry about.
Exactly. But the crowd isn't buying it. When Trioculus comes out, they don't cheer immediately. There's a hush. They are looking at this mutant, this stranger.
They're skeptical.
And then the cracks start to show. Someone actually heckles him. Imagine heckling the Emperor. That's how far the fear has fallen. In the old days, you'd be dead before you finished the sentence.
A Royal Guard member stands up. one of the elite. He shouts, "Hey, what about Grand Admiral Grunger? He has a fleet. Why should we follow you?"
And he's not alone, right?
No. Then an admiral shouts, "Where's the glove? The prophecy says you need the glove."
This is the crisis of legitimacy we talked about. Trioculus is claiming power by blood, but the military wants to see the symbol. They want the receipt.
They want proof.
They aren't going to follow just anyone.
Trioculus knows he's losing the room. He can't debate them. He needs to show strength. So he raises his hands and zap.
Force lightning.
Lightning shoots right out of his fingertips. He fries the dissenters where they stand. It's brutal, it's loud, and it is effective.
Wow.
The text says that terrified silence turns into submission. They bow.
Because if a guy can shoot lightning from his hands, you generally listen to him. That's the universal language of authority in the Empire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It mimics the Emperor's signature power. It convinces them that he really is Palpatine's son.
Okay.
But, and keep this in your pocket for later, the source gives us a little hint that there is more to that lightning than meets the eye.
Interesting. So the droids record all of this. They get the intel. New guy named Trioculus claims to be Emperor's son hunting for Vader's glove.
And they get out by the skin of their teeth.
They barely escape. Their pod gets blown up. Luke has to swoop in with a captured Imperial speeder to save them. It's a classic rescue.
But the intel they bring back shifts the entire trajectory of the story. The hunt for the glove isn't taking place in space.
No.
It's taking place underwater.
This is where the story takes a hard left turn into an ecological thriller.
It really does.
We are going from the spice mines of Kessel to the oceans of Mon Calamari.
Admiral Ackbar's home world. A world of vast oceans and floating cities.
And we are introduced to a new species, the Whaladons.
Whaladons. They are immense, whale-like mammals. But they aren't just animals. They are highly intelligent.
So they're sentient.
Very much so. They have their own language, their own culture. They sing. They have a leader named Leviathor, who is this ancient white Whaladon.
And they are being hunted. But not by Trioculus at first, by a new villain, Captain Dunwell.
Captain Dunwell is a character straight out of 19th century literature. He is Captain Ahab in a Star Destroyer.
That's a great description.
He is obsessed with hunting these creatures.
He has a facility called the Whaladon Processing Center.
Which is a very bureaucratic name for a slaughterhouse.
Mm-hmm.
He's using whirlpool generators to suck the Whaladons into his sub and then processing them.
And the text tells us why. It's not just for sport. It's for meat.
Whaladon meat is a delicacy for the Imperial High Command. It's a status symbol. I am so powerful I can eat this intelligent, majestic creature.
It speaks to the decadence of the warlords.
Completely.
But it's not just about cruelty. The source gets remarkably scientific here. Admiral Ackbar explains to Luke that this isn't just a tragedy, it's planetary suicide.
This was the part that really surprised me with its depth. Ackbar lays out the ecosystem. The Whaladons eat plankton. If the Whaladons are wiped out, the plankton population explodes.
And why is plankton bad? I thought plankton was just tiny food.
Well, it's not that it's bad, it's that plankton consumes carbon dioxide during photosynthesis.
Okay, I see where this is going.
Ackbar argues that if the plankton grow unchecked, they will scrub too much CO2 from the atmosphere.
The greenhouse effect reverses.
Exactly. The planet loses its heat-trapping blanket. The temperature plummets. A planetary ice age.
So the oceans freeze, the cities are crushed.
The entire world dies.
So the Empire's appetite for fancy whale steaks is literally going to freeze a world to death.
It highlights the Empire's fundamental flaw. Short-sightedness. They don't care about the biological stability of the worlds they conquer. They just consume. They extract.
It's a very tangible, realistic form of evil compared to the abstract dark side.
It's the evil of greed.
So Luke and Ackbar realize they have to save the Whaladons to save the planet. They rush to Calamari. But guess who else is heading to Calamari?
Trioculus.
And this is the convergence point. Why is the new Emperor going to a Whaladon processing plant? He doesn't care about plankton.
No, he cares about what Captain Dunwell found. Dunwell was scavenging in a place called the Valley of the Giant Oysters.
Which, great name, sounds like a delicious place.
And he found debris.
Debris that shouldn't be there. Debris from the Death Star.
Yeah.
Now, I have to play the skeptic here. The Death Star blew up at Endor. Mon Calamari is in a completely different system. How did the trash get there?
The source anticipates your skepticism. Grand Moff Hissa provides the explanation. He calls it a space warp.
A space warp.
The theory is that the explosion of the Death Star was so massive, and it happened right as the hyperdrive reactors were destabilizing, that it punched a hole in space-time.
A wormhole.
A wormhole. The debris was teleported across the galaxy and dumped into the ocean of Calamari.
It's convenient, but I guess when you're dealing with hypermatter reactors, anything is possible.
It's the explanation they're running with.
So, Trioculus arrives. He's got his 3 eyes. He's got his entourage. He suits up in a diving suit and goes out to this wreckage.
It's the moment of truth. He blasts open a piece of the hull.
Yeah.
And there it is.
The glove.
It's lying there, intact, black armor weave,
Yeah.
clutching a piece of twisted metal. It's a haunting image.
Trioculus takes it. He puts it on. He stands there on the ocean floor wearing the symbol of ultimate power.
Yeah.
He expects to feel like a god.
He expects the power of Vader to flow into him. He expects the Force to surge through his veins.
So he goes back into the sub.
He marches back into the sub. There's a group of aliens, the Aqualish, who are gambling in the hallway. They're rude to him. They don't get out of his way.
Big mistake.
Trioculus thinks, perfect time to test the merchandise.
He raises the gloved hand. He reaches out with his feelings. He tries to force choke them.
And nothing happens.
Nothing. Wait, really?
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Absolutely nothing. The alien just looks at him like, what are you doing?
It's just a glove.
It's just a glove.
This is the most critical reveal in the text. The glove is just leather and armor. It has no magical properties. It's an inert object.
So Trioculus is standing there looking foolish. He has to resort to his lightning to kill the alien just to save face.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
And then they retreat to the captain's quarters, and the mask completely slips. We get a behind-the-scenes look at the New Order that is just scathing.
What happens?
Trioculus is furious. He throws a tantrum. He screams, the glove is useless.
And Grand Moff Hisa has to talk him down. He explains the strategy. The glove is a symbol. It legitimizes him to the prophets.
So it's just a prop.
It's a prop for the play they're performing,
Yeah.
but then they reveal the truth about the lightning.
Oh, this is the other shoe dropping.
This blew my mind. The lightning isn't the Force either.
No, it's a gadget.
He's a cyborg.
Trioculus is a total fraud. The source explains that MD5, his medical droid, implanted a device inside his chest. It generates high-voltage electricity that he can channel through his hands. But there's a catch.
There's always a catch with Imperial tech.
The feedback loop. If he uses the lightning too much or for too long,
What happens?
it will stop his heart. It will blind him. It's killing him.
Wow.
He's not a powerful Sith Lord. He's a man with a leaking battery in his chest.
So everything about him is a lie. The sunship. A fabrication by the Grand Moffs because the real sun was insane or missing. The lightning. A gadget. The glove. A piece of laundry.
But they can't have the glove be useless. If he waves it around and nothing happens, the illusion breaks.
Yeah.
So MD5, the droid, comes up with a solution.
He upgrades the glove.
He modifies the glove. He installs sonic emitters.
Sonic emitters. High-frequency sound wave generators in the fingertips.
Yes. How does that work?
Well, it's designed to mimic the physiology of a force choke. The sound waves hit the victim, destroying their inter-ear equilibrium and causing intense pain in the throat and head.
So they grab their throat.
The victim gasps, falls to their knees, clutches their throat. To an observer, it looks exactly like Vader's magic, but it is purely technological.
That is devilishly clever. It deconstructs the mystique of the Sith entirely. The old empire was built on this ancient evil magic.
And this new empire.
This new empire is built on special effects.
It's techno-fascism. It suggests that if you have enough technology, you can simulate divinity.
And if the people are afraid enough, they won't check under the hood to see the wires. It's about the performance of power.
So, Trioculus is now armed with his fake lightning and his sonic glove. He feels ready. Meanwhile, Luke, Ackbar, and the droids are in a tiny mini-sub spying on this whole operation.
And they get too close. The Whaladon hunting sub turns on those massive whirlpool generators we talked about.
Oh, no.
And it sucks in Luke's sub.
And not just them, right?
It also sucks in a giant squid, just for good measure.
It's a very chaotic moment. They get pulled into a holding tank inside the massive enemy ship.
They manage to dock with the main ship before they are crushed. And now, Luke Skywalker is running around the corridors of this enemy sub.
He runs into Captain Dunwell, and Luke pulls a classic Jedi move here.
The mind trick.
He waves his hand and tells Dunwell, "You've mistaken us for your enemies, and you wanted us to come here."
And it works.
It works perfectly. Dunwell is weak-minded, he's obsessed, but he's not mentally fortified. He leads them right to a computer terminal.
And this is where the droids shine.
Luke realizes they can't just escape. They have to stop this operation. The Whaladons are dying.
So what's the plan?
He tells R2-D2 to trigger the self-destruct.
It's a bold move. blow up the ship we are currently standing on,
R2 sets a 10-minute countdown, but they also have to free the Whaladons.
which R2 manages to do just in time.
Yeah.
The containment doors open, and Leviathor leads the pod to safety. But the clock is ticking, the alarms are blaring.
And then the confrontation we've been waiting for. Luke is in the hallway.
Right.
Trioculus appears. This is it. The new Emperor versus the Last Jedi.
And visually, it looks like an even fight. Trioculus fires his lightning.
Luke deflects it with his lightsaber.
Classic imagery.
But Trioculus keeps pouring it on. He actually manages to overwhelm Luke for a moment because the voltage is just so high.
But remember the weakness.
The implant. He so warned him.
The electricity could prove fatal.
Trioculus feels his chest freezing. His eyes bulge. He's hurting himself more than he's hurting Luke. He hits his limit.
He realizes he can't win a prolonged fight. He's running out of charge.
So he runs. He abandons ship.
This leads to the final and perhaps coldest moment of the story.
Yeah.
Trioculus, Hitha, and the droid reach the escape pod. Captain Dunwell is there too.
Right, he's running to join them. He's the one who found the glove. He's the loyal Imperial captain. He made this all possible.
And Trioculus looks at him. He doesn't see an ally. He sees loose ends, he says.
What does he say?
The captain always goes down with his ship.
That is chilling.
And then he uses the glove, the sonic emitters. He blasts Dunwell.
Does it work?
Perfectly. Dunwell collapses, clutching his head, incapacitated. Trioculus leaves him on the floor of a ship that is about to explode.
That establishes Trioculus' character perfectly. There is no loyalty. There is no gratitude. Everyone is just a tool to be used and discarded.
Exactly. He betrays the man who gave him the symbol of his power. It shows that while he might not be a Sith Lord, he has the soul of a tyrant.
So the bad guys escape in the pod. The good guys escape in their mini-sub. The big ship goes kaboom. The ecological threat is neutralized.
The Whaladons are safe.
And we get a surprisingly cultural ending. Luke and the gang attend a Whaladon concert.
An opera about Leviathor's history. It's a nice breather.
It is a reminder of what they are fighting for: culture, life, beauty. But the lingering feeling isn't relief, it's worry.
Because Trioculus got away. He has the glove. He has the sonic technology to make it work. And he has a vendetta against Skywalker.
Luke is left with that threat ringing in his ears. I shall destroy you.
So where does this leave us? We started with the power vacuum. We ended with a fake emperor who is arguably more dangerous than a real one because he's desperate and armed with technology that mimics magic.
Let's unpack the big takeaways here for our listeners. What does this story tell us about the galaxy after Endor?
First, it tells us that the Empire transforms. It shifts from a force-ruled autocracy to a techno-fascist warlord state.
Right.
The mysticism is gone, replaced by gadgets and brutality. It's a grittier, messier form of evil.
And secondly,
it tells us that truth is malleable.
right.
Trioculus is a fake son with fake powers. But does the average stormtrooper know that? Does the average citizen?
No, of course not.
If he stands on a balcony wearing Vader's glove, shooting lightning and choking people, for all intents and purposes, he is the emperor.
That's the scary part. If the lie is big enough and the special effects are good enough, it becomes reality.
Precisely. Power resides where men believe it resides. Trioculus is hacking that belief system.
And that is a terrifying thought to leave you with. The prophecy said the glove wearer would be the new emperor. Trioculus is a fraud, but he's wearing the glove. So here's the question for you to chew on. If a prophecy is fulfilled by a liar, is the prophecy still true? Can a lie become the truth if enough people are forced to bow to it?
That is the question that will define this new era of the galaxy.
Thanks for diving deep with us today. We'll see you next time.
Dark greetings, everyone.
Wait, don't say that. That's the bad guy catchphrase.
Only if you mean it.
See you next time.